I am a believer in tradition. I have always ate black-eyed peas and either turnip or collard greens on New Year's Day. Some call it superstition that if you eat black-eyed peas and greens, and I'll put a link for you for my greens that are out of this world down in the description. The superstition, though, is that if you do eat the greens and the black-eyed peas on New Year's Day, that you'll have good fortune and good luck in the new year. I know this Hoppin Johns recipe made with simple staples will bring you good luck in the new year. If you are new here and you like this recipe, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit notifications so that you get all of my recipes as they post. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you, thank you, thank you for your support. Now let's put this Hoppin Johns together. You're going to need 4 tablespoons of butter. Grab yourself a stock pot. I think this is my medium stock pot or saute pan. I don't know what you call it. Call it whatever you want to, your pot. And you will melt this, and to this, you're going to add 1 onion chop, a half of a red pepper, a half of a green pepper chop, and 2 celery stalks. Just add this right over in the butter. You will saute this on medium for about 4 minutes. Our veggies are starting to get a little translucent, or the onions are anyway. And now we're going to add 4 cloves of garlic that I have chopped. We'll cook this for another 2 minutes. I'm going to now add a teaspoon of salt. I'm just using sea salt. And then I'm going to add a little bit of cayenne. You can do this to your taste. I'm going to do about probably a half a teaspoon. If you don't like it spicy, you ain't even got to put this in here, and it's still delicious. And I'm adding a little bit of smoked paprika, one of my favorite spices in the cabinet. Again, I'll add about a half of a teaspoon of this. And then I need to add some black pepper. I'm using a smoked black pepper, and I like quite a bit of pepper, so I'll be adding about a teaspoon of this as well. Now we're going to put in our beans. So you're probably wondering, why is Hoppin Johns any different than any other black-eyed pea? The Hoppin Johns is more like a black-eyed pea stew, and it's always served with rice. So it's a little different than your normal black-eyed peas, but so much more flavor. I'm using dried beans that I have soaked overnight. You do need to soak these at least 6 hours. I do have a variation down in the description in the recipe if you want to use canned black-eyed peas. But the flavor in the dried for me is a lot better. Just it's more depth of flavor. So add these to your pot. I'm just stirring this all together. And then we're going to add what I feel like just really brings the flavor to this Hoppin Johns, and that is a ham hock. Do you guys know what a ham hock is? It's a piece of ham. This is a salted ham, and it has a lot of fat on it. Yeah, but that fat is full of flavor that will be in this Hoppin Johns. And then lastly, we need to add some liquid to this. We're going to add 4 cups of chicken stock. You can use broth. You can also use veggie broth if you would like. Heck, you could omit the hock and use veggie broth and make this vegetarian if you want. We want all of this in there. It's 4 cups in this container, by the way. We're going to get this stirred together. Then we're going to put this back. We're going to bring it to a boil, and then we'll bring it down to a simmer and let it cook for about 30 minutes. And you do want to check it at the end of that 30 minutes to make sure that you don't need to add more liquid, as well as we're going to check the doneness of our beans. Our Hoppin John is done, and I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of white vinegar. My grandmother always added a little bit of vinegar to her beans, and I'm keeping that tradition. Now let's plate this up. Now it's time for my favorite part. You know, nothing leaves the kitchen without going through the cook first. I can hardly wait after smelling these cooking. They are pretty beautiful too, aren't they? With the green pepper and the red pepper. Guys, that is a perfect bean. So creamy on the inside. Got a little hint of spice from that cayenne we put in there. The meat just really flavored it. You can see this big old ham hock that I have on top of the beans. That's not going to waste. I'll probably pick that meat off there and eat it myself. I hope that you have enjoyed this recipe. If you did, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit notifications so that you get all of our recipes as they post. Until next time, God bless and Happy New Year. And don't forget, check that link down in the bottom. The recipe will be there for the beans as well as the recipe for these wonderful greens. Happy New Year!